Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing another episode of World in Flames Days of Decision solo playthrough. Last turn didn't see a whole lot of action. There was a little bit of activity in Asia. Other than that, the weather got good, then it got bad, then it got good, then it got bad, went back and forth. So a little bit, but not a whole lot. So let's dive right into this turn. This is going to be the May-June turn. Let's take a look at starting money for the major powers. It ain't much. Adjust this. There we go. Okay. Starting money. We have Germany at -5, Japan at -2, Italy at -3, the USSR at 2. Commonwealth at -4, France at -4, USA at -5, and China at -1. Just before we have two major powers that are bidding, but before I do that, what I want to do is I want to show you the credit limits for each major power. There's a little chart right down here at the bottom. See, China's credit limit is 10, Russia's is 10, Japan is 15, Germany is 20, Commonwealth is 20, and the USA is 20. So it's basically, for example, like the United States could spend down to -30 if they wanted to. It's probably not a good idea because it's really difficult to dig your way out of a hole when you're that far down. It takes turns and turns to get back so you're positive again. You can actually start doing something. Okay, so we have two major powers that bid. We have the Soviet Union bid 3 and Germany bid 1, but Germany is going to go for 2 options. Okay, so the USSR bid 3. We'll take a look at the status, the initiative positions. The USSR bid 3. They're getting 0, so that's a total of 3. Germany bid 1. They're getting a +3, which is 4. However, that's divided by 2 because they want to try to do 2 options. So that puts them at a 2. So Soviets are going to come in first, Germany second, and that's the last card. Probably not going to see a lot of political activity as long as these minuses keep happening in the monetary side of things. So now let's arrange the rest of the major powers. We have Japan at +4. It's going to put them in third. We have the French at +3, put them at fourth. We have the Commonwealth and Italy both at +2, so we go over here. Take a look at the political effectiveness. Now Italy is a 3 and the Commonwealth is a 6. So the Commonwealth wins out with that tie. That'll put them in 5th. Italy will be in 6th. The US and China are tied. China, however, is down here at 1, and the U.S. is at 2. So the U.S. will get 7th, and China will get 8th. Last card is at the Soviet. Let's go see what the Soviets want to accomplish. I use this space basically in the Indian Ocean, because it's one of the few places on the board where there's basically nothing happening. All right, the Soviets are proposing a treaty with Germany. Something like the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Okay, so this will be a level 1 treaty, and the following stipulations will be part of the treaty. Germany is going to concede the Baltic states in Bessarabia without contest. East Poland will be ceded after Poland is conquered. The Soviets will not touch Finland. For this treaty, the Soviets are going to send 6 resources to the Germans, 3 of them oil, and they're going to receive 1 BP, 1 bill point, or 1 money. The terms of the treaty will run until May-June 1941. Now, that's a house rule for basically a solo playthrough, because I really can't do the border garrison thing because I'm going to know what the markers are. So it's kind of dumb to do that. So I'm just going to stipulate that the treaty will end on a given turn and let it go at that. I mean, it's basically the best I can do. So the Russians will pay for that. I will put out the minor country markers. Actually, no. I will just roll to see if the Russians end the political phase. Nothing's actually going to happen until Germany accepts. Well, an 8 definitely doesn't end the political phase. We'll move on to the Germans. The Germans obviously are going to play accept. So that will be one of their political options. They will accept the terms of the treaty. Oh, actually, that's the wrong page. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. The wrong page out here. Yeah, there we are. Agree to a proposal. It's right there at the bottom. It's no cost, no U.S. entry. All that's taken care of under the Russian proposal. So I'll go and I'll put out all the markers. The Germans and the Russians have also agreed to split the U.S. entry for this. So the Germans will get half and the Russians will get half of the U.S. entry. So I'll go put all those markers out and I'll be right back with activating a minor. Okay, so Germany now gets to activate a minor, but do they? They just agreed to a proposal, so I put all the markers out. The markers are actually Soviet influence markers, not German, because it was the Soviets' treaty. Now, so this is something that it's not really very clear on. It's Germany's turn, but it's the Soviet markers that went out, and the Soviets didn't get to activate a minor. So I'm thinking I'm going to let I'm just going to say the Germans get to activate one. You know, whatever countries, whatever major powers political phase that is, they're the ones that get to activate the minor, regardless of the treaty. Even though all the markers that went out were Soviet, I'm going to say that's still going to be the Germans that get to activate the minor. I was leaning towards doing the Soviet, but then I've kind of done it with at least the Commonwealth and France. I've kind of always been, okay, the French are going to activate something. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have the Soviets activate a minor. The Germans activate a minor, and whoever goes first in the treaty process, well, too bad, you don't get to activate a minor. That's life. All right. So I think the Germans are going to activate not a lot of good options even for the Germans at this point. Well, I could activate Poland. That just drives them further away. It's not really going to do a lot. I think I'm going to activate Norway. Yeah, let's go take a look at what there is for influence markers up in Norway. Yeah, we got 2. We got a French -1 and a Soviet -2. So let's go grab those markers. Go over to the status display. And see what we got. Move this paperwork. Alright. As you can see, from the beginning of the game till now, there's the markers. -1 French, -2 Soviet. Beginning of the game till now, the pile in the center has definitely gotten smaller. After this turn, there's only going to be 3 minor countries that still have their marker in the center space. So the French -1 is not going to do anything. We have a Soviet -2. It's going to push the Norwegian marker in this direction. And 1 hex, because it's 2 points per hex. And that's it. I'll go roll to see if the German's in the political phase. Let's see, there's been one previous option played. 4 doesn't do it. So the Germans will get a second. Political option to play. Now what they're going to play is minor economic agreement. There, we've done that plenty of times. It's 0 U.S. entry. Costs 4 money. They're going to sign an economic agreement with Hungary for their factory. They have a red factory in Hungary, so Germany is going to acquire the red factory. Should go good with all those Russian resources they're going to be getting this turn. So that's basically going to be the end of the political phase. I'll put some markers out. There's going to be 1 marker in Hungary for that. And then Germany gets to activate a minor. Again, I think this time they're going to activate Romania. Let's see what's in there. That was just -1 Soviet, a -1 Commonwealth, and a 2 French. I'll grab the markers. We'll head over to the status display. The Romanian marker is down here. Okay. The -1s are not going to do anything, so we can dispense with those. We have a 2 French. Now, in order for the marker to move towards France, which is over here, it would go into this hex right here. It would cost 2 for the hex, 1 for the boundary, and 1 for moving away from a major power that has an alliance with the minor. And there's a +1 moving towards France. Anyways, it's going to cost at least 4, and it's only 2, so it's not going to do anything, so that marker is just blown off. And that's the end of the political phase. So I'll come right back. We will go over reinforcements. I'll roll initiative and weather, and back in a second. So I don't see that too often. So the initiative roll came out a 5-5-5. So the Democrats have 5, but they have a modifier -1. So that gives them a 4. The Communists got a 5, but they have a +2. That gives them a 7. And the Fascists have a 0, which gives them a 5. So the Communists decided they were going to go last. They like to go last. They're trying to preserve their +2 modifier until when it actually matters. So the Fascists, anticipating some good weather this turn, decided that they're going to go first. So that will put the Democrats second. The weather roll was a 5, so that's fair weather everywhere except rain and south monsoon. The impulse marker will move up 1, and there's no modifier to the die roll for our next set of impulses weather. So let's go take a look at reinforcements for this turn. I think there's going to be a pretty big pile. It seems to be getting like that. Let's see if I can get a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Alright. So what do we got? We got May, June, so we got a Chinese militia unit, a Chinese fighter, and no Chinese pilot, I don't think. No, that's next turn. So that will go in the reserve pool. The 4-2 will go on the map, and that is Canton Militia. Yeah, perfect. China wants that a lot. We got a Japanese warlord. He's going to go in Peking. I also have a Japanese militia, Osaka. That will go on map. We have a Soviet tactical bomber, a pretty good one. We have a Soviet pretty good infantry army. We have a British, it's Indian infantry corps. That will go on map. And I have a Soviet motorized division. That will go on map. We have a Italian Garrison Division, that will go on map. You have a French Infantry Corps, that will go on map. We have a German Mechanized Division, that will go on map. We have a German sub, that will go in the construction pool. Put that down here. Sorry for my big fat wrist. We have a German pilot. I'm going to put that on the track. They now have 8 pilots. I think they can build a few planes. We have a Japanese pilot and a Japanese combat air group. I don't think there are any carriers. Okay, we're going to put that in the reserve pool for now. I will take a look at that. We'll add 1 pilot to the track. Have a Italian convoy point, that will go on map. We have a British combat air group, put that in the reserve pool. We have a British pilot, put that on the track. We have a British convoy point, that will go on map. We have a British Newcastle heavy cruiser in the Southampton. Another heavy cruiser, those will go on map. We have a convoy point, a tanker point for the British, the Commonwealth, that will go on map. We have the Iron Duke, nice old dreadnought, that will go on map. It's slow, but it's something. Whoa, the Japanese are getting the Yamato, that's definitely going on map. And the US gets USS Tennessee, that will go probably in the Pacific Fleet. So I will get these reinforcements on and we'll come right back with the first impulse for the fascist. Okay, we're going to start off with the fascist impulse in Europe. Germany is going to reactively declare war on Denmark. I will pay the money. That's 3. Germany is now at -13. Oh, -12, I'm sorry. -12. I've set up the Danish forces, what there are. It's mostly the ships here. They have a reserve unit. So if they survive the first turn, they'll get to place their reserve unit. I'm not really thinking that's going to happen. So we'll just go right. Well, actually, the Germans have a unit they're going to rail. I'm going to rail this guy. He's going to come over to here. Flip over. That's that. Now they got movement. We'll go right to ground movement. Okay, I don't need that. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all these naval units are getting overrun. So I basically have to roll a die. They're surprised. So there's a possibility that they could either get captured, or if they don't get captured, they're just going to get scuttled because there's really no place for them to go. Germany now controls Copenhagen, and they also control Kiel. 2 of the 3 to close this passage, which they are going to do. So these ships will not have an escape out to either Iceland or Greenland. And I'm not going to do the incomplete conquest stuff. That just seems kind of dumb to me. Other than for like a couple minor countries like Belgium, which actually has the possibility of having troops in the Belgian Congo, or especially with the Netherlands East Indies. I'm going to house rule that. The East Indies is just going to become another minor without a marker. So, because that's basically, they'll be controlled by the British, but they'll just be another minor. I will divide the Netherlands forces up between the 2, but that's not right now. So I will be right back with rolling. I will roll all these, be right back. I'll let you know what happens. I also got to put out minor influence from this declaration of war, as well as the U.S. entry. So I'll be back in a second. So I rolled for all the Danish ships, and I didn't roll a 1, and I didn't roll above a 5. So that basically scuttles them all. So nothing was captured, and nothing would have got away, so it doesn't really matter, okay? So we'll pick up in Asia now. Japanese are doing a combined. I believe this is the last turn they have to do combined. I will check that. I think they went to war on either July, August, or September. It's almost 2 years, so this might be their last turn where they do have to actually do a combined impulse. I'm going to pay oil as I go. I moved a transport out into the South China Sea with a militia unit, and I am going to conduct 1 ground strike. So that's going to be 1/10 of an oil, because the first oil dependent unit is free. So we'll move this guy over to here. I'm going to ground strike that hex. It's at a 1. First roll, 6. Second roll is a 1. Not bad. So he's got to fly back. So the second unit down will be flipped over. No, it's Mao, you know. Alright, so then we're going to have some land movement, or is it debark naval units first? No, land movement first. So we got 3 land movements. We're going to go down to South China here. A little bit of land movement down here. We're going to move this guy here. That's 1. That's 2. I think that only costs 3 to move there. Across the straits is +1 movement. So that will be 3, because it's fair weather in the north monsoon. Yes, so that will be 3 movement points. It is enough to get there, and I got 1 more unit we can move. I guess that's good enough for now. That's it for land movement. We don't have any air transport debark land units at sea. So this militia unit is going to debark into Hainan. He flips over. And we get 1 attack. So we're going to attack this hex right here. It's 10 points defending. We got 10, 15, 21, 23, 31, 36 to 10. Don't quite need all those, do I? Let's leave off this guy, Kirin. So it'll be 30 to 10, which is 3 to 1. We will use HQ benefits. It's going to be a 3 to 1 plus 2. No factory there, no. That's another rule I think is kind of odd. But anyways, 3 to 1 plus 2. Let's see what the Chinese are going to pick. Pretty sure they're going to go with the assault table, because that usually is the best for them as far as bleeding the Japanese out. Generally, you want to stop their offensives as soon as possible. 3 to 1 plus 2 is going to be a 3. I'll lose at least 1 unit. Yeah, assault's much better than, well, might be able to save Mao. Get a breakthrough. Mao's expensive. He's an expensive unit. I think it's going to be 3 to 1 on the assault table. Alright, let's see what we get for a die roll. We got a 9. That's not too bad for Japan. 9. So 9 plus 2 is 12. That's going to be star or asterisk 2S. So 2 units dead, remainder shattered, no Japanese units to turn face down. So these 2 guys are dead. They're going to go into the cadre pool. And he's face down, but that's too bad. He'll go there. He's going to go there. He's going to go there. Yep. That's good. That was actually a pretty... Oh, this guy's supposed to be face up. I forgot to turn him. That was actually a very good roll for Japan. Very good roll for Japan. They needed that. They need to break this line somehow. Right now they're not having a lot of luck with that. Okay, so that was Occupy the Hex. Air rebasing, there's no rebasing. Reorg, there's not going to be any reorganization. So we will move on to the Democrat impulse. I got a problem. That's the problem. Okay, so I got a problem down here with the Democrats, and we got a problem up here with the Communists. Now, the Communists can move these guys here. It's going to flip over that unit, but that's okay. It's in the mountains. This guy can move up to here. That will secure that, or even the militia can actually move up to here. That will secure that. I want to get the Democrats out of this hex so they can get some reserves to deploy down here, because this is going to become a problem. We don't have a lot of troops down here. Well, that's supposed to be the other way up too. Alright, anything else not flipped back over that should have been? Okay, it's all correct now. Okay, so Chinese are going to take a land impulse. They will move these guys here. This guy's going to flip over, but that's the way it goes. Oh, that's a warlord. Chengdu. Nope, not going to do that. Not going to do that. Okay, gotta think about this. I'll be right back. Okay, so what the Democrats did decide to do is they did pull the units out of this hex to here. It will flip over that garrison unit. And I moved the Chengdu warlord to this hex. Okay, so that's it for the demo. Oh, and the British sent a carrier from the fleet stationed in Singapore. It's going back to England to get a better, much better combat air group. It's got Ospreys on it, which are really not worth anything. So we'll move on to the Communist impulse. The Communists, they're going to abandon this resource. They're going to move here. He is also going to move there, but that's going to flip him over. But that's okay. That's alright. It's mountains. They are still in supply, I think. Or maybe they're not. Yes. Xi'an, and 1, 2. So they're still in supply. So that's 1, 2. And these guys are going to move here. 4. So that's 4 land moves for the Communists. The 5th land move is going to be here. What did I do with that? Oh, that's right. He was moving up. Yeah. So we're going to put him right here. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so actually, instead of doing that, I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go here. Oh, that's a much better move. This is a Lanchow Warlord. Yeah. Oh, and the Russians have 1 unit to rail. Rail Zhukov all the way out here. I don't know why, but that's what they're gonna do. I don't know why. There's something up their sleeve, I guess. Who knows with Russians, right? Okay, so that's the end of the communist impulse. We'll move on to the fascists. We got to roll weather. Let's get the weather roll on. We rolled an 8. 8 is fair weather everywhere. Bad news for the Chinese. Okay, so Japan's taking a combined. We'll pay oil as we go. Now let's see here. We're going to move this guy here. And this guy's 1. Yeah, okay, that's 1. This is 2. These hexes are going to be problematic. Okay, we'll move him here. That's 3. What do we got in this hex? 3, 7. 7 points in that hex. We got 12. Excuse me. 12 and 9 is 21 to 7, a 3 to 1. Attacking in the forest. Okay. So it would be 3 to 1 plus 1 if I use HQ benefits. Another one of those rolls. Another one of those rolls. 3 to 1. HQ benefits. Yeah. Plus 1. I'll lose 1 unit at the most. Oh no, I can lose 2. The Japanese roll of 3 would be really bad. Really bad. That would be a really bad roll. We got to do something to break through out here. Chinese have built up. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. It's going to be really tough to break through down here. We got 7 points there too. We got 13. Could move this artillery down. 13, that's 23. 25 to 7. That's another 3 to 1 attack. 3 to 1 attack. We're going to do the one down here first. We got 3 to 1. We're going to use HQ benefits. So we'll flip the headquarters over. Will give us a +1 because they're all 2 or 3 reorg strength headquarters. 3 to 1. +1. On the assault table. This could be good for the Chinese if we roll low. Well, I rolled a 10. Just don't get no worse for poor China. 3 to 1 with a 10, which is going to be 11. Star 2S. So, am I overstacked? No, I'm not. So 2 units are eliminated. Probably that guy and that guy. Oh no. Well, which one costs more? They're the same cost. This one takes less time to rebuild, but this thing don't move. That's the problem with this guy. And they're not gonna be any. That was terrible roll. Terrible, terrible for China. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta think about this. Okay, so the Chinese decided that the 4-1 would be shattered. So it will come on next turn instead of 2 turns, and the militia unit they can rebuild it will come on next turn. So now it's Democrat impulse, and we got a rather large problem down here in South China. And that's a problem. That's a problem. So I think this Chongqing militia, warlord, he's going to move here. I don't have to flip over, but... And this cav is going to move here. Actually, I can rail something, right? That's a road, not a rail. That sucks. And this warlord, the Kunming warlord, is going to move here. I mean, they can slip through to Nanning, but they're not going to go much farther than that because of the mountains. So, I think that's probably the best we can do right now for China. This warlord is going to move here. Oh, now it's going to be the communist. Oh, actually, I got, before I do that, let's see. We got this guy. Yeah, that sucks. He sucks. Yeah. If I move him here, he's going to flip over. If I move him here, he's not going to flip over. Oh, let's put him right there for now. I can get him here. Yeah, okay. Alright. There you go. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to rail a unit. It's going to rail to here. This is starting to become untenable. There's too many units in here. Even though, you know, we got Shanghai here, which is worth 2 factories, to say the least. Nanning, yeah. China's in trouble. China's in trouble. Okay, that's it for the Democrats. Communists are up. I don't see them doing anything real specific. They're kind of done, so we'll move right to the fascists. Best thing that can happen to the Chinese right now is a really bad weather roll. Slow the Japanese down. Nice roll of 1 would be great. A 4. Well, that's not going to do it. Fair weather everywhere is rain and north monsoon. Well, that'll shut down the north monsoon. That actually might do it. That might do it for China. That might do exactly what they need. That just might do it. The rain and north monsoon is going to make moving down here, basically, it'll flip you over if you move. Okay, so this looks good. I will move him here. It's going to flip him over, but can't have everything. That's it for... Whoops, what am I doing? Okay, it's not their turn yet. DoDIII. Alright, so the Japanese. So any units I put in Nanning are going to be flipped over. If I put that militia there, he's going to get flipped over. Do I want to do that? I really can't go like this. I would like to capture Kunming, but it would be 2 full impulses to do that. You know what? Not gonna do that. We got some good gains down here. Let's not screw it up. Yeah, okay, let's go over here, take a look at this. We got 7 here, we got 8 and 5, it's 13, it's 23 to 7. Okay, well, I'm going to do 1 land movement. I'm going to move him here. And the artillery is going to take 2 bombardments. 2 bombardments. Let's see if we can get that. The red die will be the one on top. The green die will be the one on the bottom. Let me get this. Oh, a 3 and a 6. Don't do it. It's a 2-point artillery, so that was a waste. So we got 3 to 1 straight up. Alright, I guess we're going to go assault table again. Let's see what happens. 3 to 1 straight up. Actually, you know what? Let's clear space over here. 3 to 1. A 1 would be really bad. Well, I rolled a 9. 9's pretty good. 3 to 1 straight up. Half the units stay face up. 2 enemy units killed. The rest shattered. So that's going to eliminate these 2. Oh yeah, I have to look. No, that's a town. So that's 2 U.S. entry rolls. Half the attacking units remain face up. He's going to be face down. That's 1. He can be face up, and he will be face down. That's actually kind of shutting down the whole thing after this. You gotta remember that the Japanese are drawing supply from here, and he's face down, so moving into this hex would be not too conducive for them. But it does make some problems for the Chinese. Alright, that's it for Japan. That's it for the fascists. Germans moved another couple of units. Not a big deal. Oh, the Democrats are up. British are sending out a transport. 1, 2 to Cape Verde. He's going to rebase in South Africa. Actually, no, not doing that. No, he's not going to go that way. He's going to go 2, 3 to here, to the Eastern Mediterranean. Okay. And let's see. We got big problems. Big problems in China. It's rain here, so whatever moves down here is going to flip over. So we got to put this guy here. He's got to go there. This guy can move here. He won't flip over. Now the problem is right here. Oh, crap. He disappears. Yeah, I didn't realize that. Did not realize that. He disappears. That's a Chengdu warlord. And that's his city. And unfortunately, when you take the warlord city, he basically disappears. So now, he's 5. Oh, but he's no longer all the way across the river. That's bad. Okay, that's a 3-1, so that's okay. And this guy's going to move 1 hex over. The line is getting thinner and thinner. Alright, move forward to the communist impulse. Alright, now we've got the big problem down here. Big problem. Bigger problem. Oh, oops. These 2 guys have to go here. He's going to flip over. There's no helping it. He's going to move up to here. These two are going to move. Oh, that one is going to move there. And he's going to stay there. What's bad? Actually, the warlord's going to move here, and he's going to move here. We're still looking okay. We're not atrociously bad at this point. It's just getting bad. I'm going to leave him here. Yeah. We're okay. We're okay up here. Down here's going to be a problem. That's it for the communists and the fascist impulse. Raw weather. A 7. I think that's fair weather pretty much everywhere. Yeah, fair weather everywhere. The good thing for the Chinese, though, is that a lot of the Japanese are now flipped over, which makes it very difficult for them to do anything. All right. Can we get an attack in? Nope, 14-5. It's not even 3-1. So let's move him here. Or I think it's better to move him here. We're actually getting... Oh, actually I can move this guy here. Warlord can move up to here. Yeah, that's okay. Well, that's okay. See, we will move him there. Yeah. No. Sorry. Futzing around too much here. Down here, 11 to 3 is a 2-1. 12 to 3 would be, oh, actually it's a 3-1. 3-1. 3-1. Do we take the chance? Take the chance on a 3-1? Boy. If I get roll, we're doing okay. I mean, I don't really want to screw it up for the job. A roll of 4 is a disaster. A 1 or a 4 is a disaster for Japan. So that's basically 2 out of 10, which is 20%. 20% disaster. And basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 60% chance. A result that's okay. I'm still going to lose a unit. And a 10% chance that we just, or 20% chance we just kill. That's not good odds. That's not good odds. I lose a unit, I can't even advance, so it's not, no, it's not even worth it. I don't waste the resources. So Japan is done. Germans moved another couple units. That's all they did. Just move some stuff around. Nothing major. And I think I'll run through the turn and see what happens. If anything major turns out, I'll stop and film it. If not, I will pick up at production. Okay, let's take a look at the production. Oh, I wanted to mention that the turn did end on the 18th impulse. It ended on the communist impulse. Not a whole lot happened after that. A few units shuffled around, but that was about it. Japanese couldn't put together enough for another attack, so that's the way it ended. So, production. So we have Germany. Germany producing 16. They have to give 1 to the Russians, so that's 15. They started with 3 and they spent 4. They laid down a battleship, laid down a sub, and pulled the sub out of the construction pool. Japan produced 11, started with 9, and spent 10. They're laying down a carrier, pulled a carrier, a heavy cruiser, and another carrier out of the construction pool. Built a combat air group and a militia unit. Italy produced 6, started with 3, spent 4. Pulled the Impero out of the construction pool and laid down a sub. The Soviets produced 8, that's with the extra, and started with 3 and spent 3. They're going to build an anti-tank unit. The French produced 6, started with 2 and spent 5. They have a mechanized corps. Commonwealth produced 11, started with 7, spent 12. Pilot, infantry corps, laid down a carrier, built 2 convoy points, laid down 2 cruisers, and laid down a light cruiser. A lot of ships for the Commonwealth this turn. The U.S. produced 11, started with 6, spent 8. Pilot, 2 convoy points, transport, laid down a transport, and laid down a Hornet, USS Hornet. China produced 4. Their production has dropped. They lost 2 resources this turn. They had 5 cadre points, so that's 9. They started with 10 and they spent 11. Rebuilt Mao headquarters, a militia unit, and an infantry division. So that's it for production. I'll get these units on the third circle and get this turn uploaded, and hopefully I can get another turn done sometime tomorrow and get that uploaded as well. Thanks for watching.